May this story be for a tikkun, a healing for all of us, connecting us closer with our tears. And may this telling be for a tikkun, a healing for Rabbi Shapiro, who lost most of his family and many friends in the very first weeks of the war. And may this telling be for a healing for all those who had to endure that fateful Warsaw community. Once in the ancient days, Jerusalem was surrounded by enemies, intent on burning the city to the ground. When the fire reached the holy temple, well, naturally, the heavenly temple caught fire as well. The Kohanim, the ritual priests, they ran from all around Jerusalem right to the Temple Mount. And once there, they took their keys from around their neck, their keys that they had for the heavenly temple. And they threw those keys into the air. They never came back to earth. And then those Kohanim, they all perished in the flames. But there was one Kohen who came to the Temple Mount, and he chose to use his key. He took it from around his neck, and he ascended to the heavenly realms. And then once there, using his key, he entered the heavenly temple. He saw burning flames to the right, a wall of fire to the left, blasts of storming heat swirling all around him. It took all of his strength to stand there and witness that devastation. 22 Cheshvan, 5700. November 4th, 1939. Ribono shel olam, Ribono shel olam, Master of the world, I must speak or risk becoming forever mute. I will no longer remain silent, as if accepting the horrors that are around me. I actually imagined spending the rest of my days without uttering another word. The flame that I carry within me, the flame that I carry within me was reduced to the smallest of sparks. But you prevented it from going out. You opened my throat, allowing me to whisper that it's with my life that your strength is found. It's with my life your strength is found. In response to the Warsaw Ghetto uprising, which happened in Passover 1943, in April of 1943, the Germans came in and they burned every building of the ghetto, destroying them one building at a time. They rounded up all the men, and there were some women as well, and they sent them all to the Travniki slave labor camp. Travniki was part of this whole complex of slave labor camps and extermination centers. It was in the Lublin district, along with Majdanek and Panitov. The Jews there numbered 40,000, and there are also 200,000 others there, of a combination of Russian soldiers held as prisoner, and also Poles who had been removed from their villages in the north. Entire villages of whole regions through the north were evacuated to these camps, so the Germans could have their Lebensraum, their living room. According to eyewitnesses, we know that Rabbi Shapiro was given an opportunity to escape from Travnicki, and he refused. We know the whole procedure. Emanuel Ringelblum, the great historian from the Warsaw Ghetto, that with a team of others recorded tens of thousands of documents of everyday life in the ghetto. He records how he escaped from Travnicki. He said, it was thanks to the Polish underground. There was one Polish man and one Jewish woman. They came with railway uniforms, and they bribed the guard. And quick as can be, they went across the street to a bakery, and they went right to the bathroom, where Emanuel Ringelblum put on another uniform, a railway uniform. And together, all three of them, they walked from certain death into the war and into Warsaw. But we know that Rabbi Shapiro refused rescue, because from eyewitness reports, we know a group had formed right there at Travnicki. A group had formed of communal leaders and intellectuals and artists and rabbis, including Rabbi Shapiro. There were over 10 of them that said, we will not leave. None of us will leave unless we all can leave together. That was their pact. And the underground wrote saying, we can do 2 at a time, but over 10, impossible. But Nehemiah Poland writes, I'd like to read it here. He writes about that pledge, and he says, in the end, all ideological differences were swept away for the core of a shared Jewish identity. He says, to turn down in a rescue attempt, he said that was the ultimate expression of his love of God, of his connection with the source of life. And it was expressed through solidarity. And it was expressed through the action of solidarity.